Where did you graduate from and you got your PhD?
My undergraduate education was from Millersville University. 3 degrees, political science, psychology, master's in school psychology. Subsequent to that, Pennsylvania certification as a school psychologist, which I've been for almost 20 years. After that, I got my educational leadership master's degree and principal certificate from Lehigh University in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And I earned my doctorate degree from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, American Psychological Association approved program, one of the top psychology training programs on the East Coast. 6 degrees in all, and anyone can lift up a telephone and call and verify those degrees.
So when you
Let's
see
talk about 5 reasons why I do not support interracial dating. Okay. Number 1, marriage is a financial institution. Marriage is a financial institution. Let me say that one more time. Marriage is a financial institution. Yes, it is other things also, but it is fundamentally and primarily a financial institution. If you do not believe me, then all you have to do is talk to a lot of unmarried black women and discuss why many of them are not married. It doesn't mean I agree with their reasons for not being married, but clearly finding a partner who is financially equally yoked with you is a very pressing issue for a lot of sisters, as well as well-to-do brothers as well. Also, you can go into any divorce court in America, across the world. When people go through divorce, they are not talking about love, they are not talking about commitment, they are not talking about the great memories that they have shared. They're talking about how they're going to distribute the wealth, the capital, and the assets of that marriage business contract. Do you understand? So it's fundamentally financial. My problem is women will live longer than men. On average, women will live longer than men. Most of us will be exceeded in years by our wives. When you die, if you're married to a Arab, East Indian, Anglo-Saxon, Chinese, Latino, and when I say Latino, I'm talking about non-African Latinos. I'm not talking about my Afro-Latino brothers and sisters. Shout out to my Afro-Ricans, my Afro-Cubans, and all my Latino Africans who identify with the race. I'm not talking about them. But black men, when you die, your wealth and your assets will go to that woman. And in going to that woman, your wealth and your assets go to that woman's community. Why? Because that white woman is not going to shop black. That white woman is not going to buy black with your black dollar. You leave her $1 million life insurance policy. You leave her $3 million in business assets. Do you think she's going to recycle that money through the black community? Do you think she's going to take your money after you die and go buy black with her ex-husband's, her deceased husband's black dollar? Hell no. She's going to take your money and she's going to spend it at white stores, white shops, white malls. Okay, she's going to invest in white business franchises with the black man's money.
What's sad and insane at the same time is that these wealthy black men care more about being accepted by white society than to extend any help to their own people. Playing on the mind of black men, white America let it be known that they will tolerate and accept a black man if he comes with a white woman. To allow himself to be controlled by white society so easily shows how weak the black man really is. It is no coincidence that wealthy black men choose white women, because psychological warfare is real, it's everywhere, and it's non-stop. Black men who follow the breadcrumbs that white America lays out for them are the weakest links of black society. And to the black men who will look at this video and say you're just jealous because these rich black men chose white women, please understand that these rich black men also chose the white community over you. So not only do they leave the black woman, they also leave their family members who still live in these depressed communities. Their aunts and uncles, their cousins, their friends, and sometimes their mothers and fathers. Michael Jordan could care less that innocent black men are shot by police. Eddie Murphy doesn't care that these black communities don't have access to grocery stores and children have to eat junk food to survive. As long as he's accepted by white men, Damon John could care less that black children are graduating from high school but can't read. And many of them will end up in a cycle of in and out of prison. So if these very wealthy black men don't care about the plight of black people, why would you think white people care? White men in the dominant society make their decisions about black people based on what black men are doing, because white men know that black men are the leaders. I'm sure some will say, well, we all give our money to the white communities, and you would be correct. But understand that the men of the community, whether they like it or not, whether they accept the responsibility or not, they are the leaders. Even if you're leading the community down a path of despair, you are the leaders. And women and children act and react according to your leadership and what you're doing or not doing.
So let me ask you a question. If you are in a war, let's say you are in a war, armed combat with the opposition, and one of your soldiers took all of his money over to the other side and gave it to the competing army to strengthen their military position, what would you call that, brother? What would you call that soldier who takes all of his money over to the other side? He gives his money to the enemy so that the enemy can strengthen his position against you. What do you call him? You know what you call him? You call him traitor. That's what you call him. He would be guilty of sedition. He would be guilty of treason. Is there any other definition you can use to describe a soldier who takes all of his assets and gives it to the enemy so the enemy can strengthen his position against his own army? You call him a traitor. So from a financial standpoint, my brother, you have to recognize that what you are doing is you are investing in the power and maintenance of white supremacy by dating or being married to a white woman. Let me say it again. Let me say this again. You are investing in the strength, power, and extension of the European Empire. That's what you're doing. Yes. So that's the first reason.